this going to load? Did it finally load? Wow, it took like 2 minutes to load over here. I can't believe that. So I was over here loading the Facebook, and the tubes just sat here not loading, just spiraling. But let me get everything up and going here, get the wish list up, get, maybe, do we need a community tab post? Maybe that'll help too. Let's do that. I haven't been doing those lately. All right, let's get that going. Get as much traffic as possible. And yeah, we'll get this flowing and operational. All right, so the topic of the day. When I hate when I do these, it's like I cover it at the beginning, and then everyone sees the title and they come in 20 minutes in wanting to ask about it again. And I'm like, dudes, we already spent 15 minutes on that topic. But it looks like Revival Fitness. And so when I make this statement, I don't like Revival Fitness. The dude basically lied about me. He made a call out about me, said some things that were completely untrue, completely misrepresented something and flat lied. But, you know, in spite of that, when someone is right, they're right. And he called out GVS, and someone told me, hey, dude, go check this out. And I looked at it, and he said, there's going to be full of cope in here. And there was endless cope from GVS's little fangirls. Endless copes, and how's that not impressive? And he called it right. The guy did 440 on a high handle trap bar with straps for 15 reps. And more people say that's like a 400 plus deadlift for 15. It's not. You get 150 up to 200 pounds out of that, okay, over doing a conventional deadlift. It's at the very best. And I'm talking the most extreme, the equivalent of 315 on a deadlift. Okay. I have seen guys get 200 pounds. I've seen guys who only deadlift 600 get 750, 800 pounds on a high handle trap bar with straps before. So when we say that, do you see the problem? It's at best the equivalent of a 315 for 15. Okay. Do you understand this? And I'm not saying that's horrible. I mean, that's not a horrible deadlift for a 170-pound natural guy. But do we see the problem? And he called him out and said, look, guys, he's over here saying all the time that size equals strength every time in a natural, yet he's weak. Okay, because that's really only equal to about a 420 up to about a 440, maybe 450 deadlift, maybe, if he were to just go grab a conventional bar and pull it. Okay, in terms of equivalent strength. The guy's never even benched 300 pounds. He's a sub 300-pound bencher. He called him out on that too, while carrying that much muscle tissue. That is indicative of all drugs. And you know, again, he's a total fake. And it's a completely fair criticism. And look, I may have some issues with Revival. I may not like the guy. You know, I may not like the guy, but he's right. He's right. Well, someone asked me to look at this one. So here's the thing, Leonidas. If you guys have something that you truly feel I need to see, you need to send it to me. Link it to me on social media. Explain to me what it is and why. And if it's important enough, I'll check it out. You know, but I'm not going to waste 30 minutes of my day watching some fitness video. I'm just not interested. But if it's a small little tidbit like this, feel free, but explain to me when you send it to me. That's the key we're looking for. Hey, Christina, I'm not going to go into your specifics on your bulking and cutting. This is consultation level questions. I've told you that before. No offense, but you're at consultation level stuff. So you need to pay up. Hey, Coach, love the call out. Right, we covered that. Bobby says, do you remember Muscle Matrix? No. He had some good call out videos back in the day, and his channel got deleted and he vanished. I have no idea who that is. Doesn't mean I didn't know him at one time or know who he was at one time, but he's vanished from my memory too. That's what happens when you get older. GVS is absurdly weak for how much he weighs, other than on incline curls. He's really strong at curls. That's the only thing. He's absurdly weak for how much he weighs. It's weird about his genetics or drug use. He trains like a complete pussy. So if you use tons of drugs and you train like a complete pussy, you'll still be weak. It's the inability to train hard, right? Trying the oxygen can when working out. I don't understand that statement. So retype whatever you wrote in plain English in a different way. I don't know what you're saying. What do you think, GVS? It doesn't matter what he's taking. Like I don't have an opinion on what I think he's taking. Like that's so hard for people to pin down. People over obsess over that because you have to think about things like individual genetics, how much estrogen control is going on. Makes sense? And how do we know he's taking the same thing this month as he was taking last month? So it's like saying, what do you think so-and-so is taking? Well, you guys clearly don't know many bodybuilders. They change their stacks all the time. Like I've known guys who compete in bodybuilding who have completely 3 different drug stacks in the same year, and the stacks don't look anything alike. Right? For sure, he might be taking 250 tests. Yeah, I'm going to completely disagree with that. No, I don't think he's on 250 tests. Or do you mean 250 tests plus 1.5 grams of other anabolics? Is that what you meant? He's definitely not taking strength compounds like VAR. How do we know that? He just trains like a pussy, so it's irrelevant, right? Then why is he weak, EJ? Why is he weak? Hey, Grunge, I don't know what you're talking about at all. Sorry, dude. So restart this over in plain English. Cans of oxygen. I don't have a context for what you're talking about. Like oxygen, O2, the element oxygen. So now you understand my confusion. If this means something other than that, they sell cans of oxygen at Walmart for hiking. Why? I don't understand why they would do that. That doesn't make any sense. That is so stupid. What complete waterhead retard came up with this idea? Like water from the toilet? Like, did someone from the Idiocracy documentary come up with this idea? So if we take cans of oxygen and we breathe it while we're hiking up the mountain or between, like, gosh, because there's oxygen in it, and like it's air, so like it'll help with recovery and air. Like this is retarded. Who came up with this? It wasn't a scientist, I can tell you that much. And the fact that anyone's buying it, I don't know what to say about that. What's going on, Giovanni? We're on the Facebook. Like, I just don't have words for whichever. I mean, actually, whoever came up with it's a marketing genius. Whoever's stupid enough to buy it, right? Whoever's stupid enough to buy it, I'm going to advise them to consider self-castration so that they don't spawn any retarded waterhead children with their genes. Let's just make the world a better place. Don't reproduce. Anyone who is dumb enough to buy this, just please don't accidentally nut in a woman. Like, please don't. We can't risk this. We can't risk this stupidity spreading. You guys have seen the Idiocracy documentary. So anyone who's dumb enough to buy this, please don't reproduce for the sake of humanity. Will Tennyson did a review of it. What is he reviewing? Like, what are we reviewing? The fact that there's no reason to even think it would work? Like, that would be the review. Let's not waste my money on it for the review. Let's just say, hey, this is stupid. Increasing. Okay. Let's step back for a moment. All right. So just because you're huffing oxygen from a can doesn't mean it's increasing the oxygen in your bloodstream. You do know this, right? You know it would help. Try taking a deeper breath. All that oxygen. There's tons of it. Hold your breath for a moment. You'll get even more oxygen in your bloodstream. Yeah, it's a bad theory. Okay. You don't come up with a silly hypothesis like that and then throw away a bunch of money on it. That's not common sense. This is not what intelligent people do. The rest is, Coach, you were my top watch channel this recent YouTube recap year. See, I'm done being nice. I'm tired of being nice to people. Joe, all right, have to go to work. Have a good day, Coach. Take care, Joe. I'm done being nice. Just the sheer stupidity that we allow to exist. I'm just tired of it. Right. Well, again, you can get the oxygen that you need from the air. And again, if we're talking about blood oxygenation, things like red blood cell count. So this is not the way. All right. Yeah, so grunge. No offense, but people like you are the reason scam artists exist. Well, I figured I'd just give it a try. Right. People just come out with stupid products not based on anything, and people just buy them and give it a try. Like, you're making con artists rich. People like you are the reason con men get rich. Stop doing that. Get 50 oxygen cans and do the 8 hour. Like, you're the reason con artists are successful. No, I'm going lenient on the Capals for now. You know what? Because I don't care anymore. I've just been letting trolls go a little bit amok in my comments. I just clown with them back. I make your mom jokes to them. Right? Go through and check. You guys would be surprised, man. I just don't care. You know what? Traffic is traffic. I'm letting people call me a fake merc and stuff on my Facebook because I get paid for it. I'm like, I get paid for them doing it. They're literally putting money in my pockets. I just don't want it in their streams, so I just block them from the streams. So they have to go post it under my pictures. How beautiful is that? Right? How beautiful is that? Yeah. You know, but that's the thing, guys. I'm Leonidas because they think that I did. That's why people are mad. People actually think I did, though. That's the problem. They didn't actually see all the original source material that I put up, or even my explanation of it later when I apologized, because I gave a full explanation and apology. Like, I gave a detailed 15-minute long apology and explanation. So if people saw only the source material and then my apology, and they only saw my content, okay, that's all they saw. No one would think that. If they only saw the videos I made where the accusations all come from, and then my explanation and apology, not one human being on earth would actually think that. But the problem is people think that I actually did claim military. because that was one of the first hate response videos that got like over 1 million views. A guy got up and his exact words was that I lied about being in the army, is what he claims. And there was no military involved in the thing at all. So that kind of spawned the whole thing. But, on to other topics. It doesn't matter now, guys. So let's get over to other stuff. So we have this whole GVS thing. I guess I need to watch his training, but he can't be training that intensely because he's a weak pussy. The dude is weak. Like, there's just no way he trains hard and has that much muscle. I can't visualize the possibility of it. What's going on, Connor? So check my vlog later, Connor. I didn't enjoy the cheat curls. I'm going to go back to strict curls, but I am doing harder sets, a lot of failure, rest pause, low volume. You'll appreciate that. Coach had a great Blaha push session this morning. Bench, incline, dumbbell, seated, neutral grip press, push down. Loved it. Cool, good stuff, man. I had a good session too. I didn't feel the cheat curls the way I wanted to. Coach, what is your opinion on Alan Thrall? I don't know anything about what Alan Thrall does anymore, so I don't have any opinion on modern day Alan Thrall. Right. So since I haven't seen any of his content in probably 6, 7, 8 years, it's kind of hard to have an opinion on him because I know people say his content is different than it used to be. So I have no opinion at all. Right. We shouldn't have uneducated opinions. Like, we shouldn't really hold serious opinions about things we know nothing about. You should try to be superior to everybody, Grudge. You need to be bigger, stronger, faster. Everything's a competition, man. You should be trying, not saying you're going to be better than other people, because we're all people at the end of the day, but you should put forward the effort. Bobby, no, if he's on grams. So usually when we think of size to strength ratios, no, it's the opposite. So usually the bigger you are from drugs, if it's purely drugs, you're usually not as strong per unit of muscle. Does that make sense? So yeah, that's actually common for dudes who use huge amounts of gear to still be strong, but not necessarily strong for their size. So no, I think it could be the opposite. He's just way too weak. He's way too weak for his size. I mean, let's be clear. Doesn't he outweigh me by like 20 pounds, and he's possibly leaner, and he's nowhere near my strength level other than on curls? Like, he can out curl me. My favorite quote is, "You are not entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to your informed opinion. No one is entitled to be ignorant." Exactly. Yeah. I know he started taking bodybuilding advice from NH. Why did all these people take advice from NH? Right? 250, 300 miles a month running and 4 to 5 days a week at the gym. That's a lot, but it can be doable. Steve says, Jason, not to mention the Merc character was genius. I love the stories and skits you could act out like rolling the grenades. No, honestly, the grenade wasn't about me, though. So, okay, Steve, the grenade story, I didn't fabricate. That was actually a real story told to me. And I didn't. So if you remember the grenade, I never said I did it. It was before I was born. I was very clear that a person told me his war story. Right? People took that out of context too, because they didn't hear the original story. So it was me telling a story not related to anything I did with a coworker at a normal, real job who was also a family friend. Right? He was one of the service reps out in the natural gas field who had been in the Marines in Vietnam, who told a story. Now, so that's where people got wrong. I literally was just retelling his story, and I didn't tell it as, hey, I did it. It was me telling the story of him doing it. This is the story as I recalled him telling it to me. Now, a lot of people are like, well, he was bullshitting. I'm like, well, and now that I look back, he probably was. But I was an 18-year-old kid and impressionable. And this older man I look up to is telling me this story, his war story. You know, and it sounded pretty believable when he told it. If you want to say you're stronger than Alan Throgo competing in a few strongman competitions, what's he doing these days? Coach, which fitness YouTuber has done the most damage to the lifting community in your opinion? I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know how to answer that. I don't know how to quantify that. I wouldn't even know where to begin or how to quantify that. Mm-hmm. I couldn't guess. They would have to have a massive outreach. So for them to have done the most damage, they need to have millions of followers, right? If they don't have at least 3 or 4 or 5 million followers, there's no way they'd even qualify for that position. I think Alan Thrall did a running for a bit. Not sure. Haven't watched him. Yeah, I don't know what he's up to. Not Leonidas. I can't think of any because I don't know how to quantify it. So I'm not even going to bother to answer. What do we mean the most damage? I guess anyone who sold supplements. Everybody selling supplements. Anyone promoting just what I don't know. All right, Alan Thrall's pretty much goated. Yeah. So yeah, I have no names that pop into my head at all. I mean, I remember Alan being a good all-around athlete. I just don't know anything about what he's doing these days. So you can't have an opinion on something that's uninformed. I mean, you can, but you're just being uninformed. What are your thoughts on yoga? I don't think about yoga. I'm not interested in yoga. I think it's silly. I think it's based in weird Eastern religions, and I don't see the point. If you want to stretch, go do some stretching. Done. It's wild to compare Boston Lloyd's first video to now where everyone makes drug videos and it's accepted, right? Jason, you got to admit Alan Thrall. I can't admit that because I don't know, Steve. For me to admit that, I would have to watch YouTube Fitness. For all I know, he's getting 1 million views a day. I wouldn't know. It's not appearing anywhere that I'm seeing, but neither does any other fitness stuff. I don't get fitness stuff in any of my suggested videos at all, ever. All around and specifically at several things. Are we talking about Alan? Yeah, I mean, Alan always was fairly well-rounded. Daniel, I lived in Cheltenham. Pushing and pulling the sled now. Good stuff, Grudge. Sled work is good. GPP is good stuff, man. People are weird though sometimes. So I don't even do OnlyFans content anymore. It's just there, right? And it still makes money. I don't do any content at all. And the last stuff I did was just foot pictures, right? And I got paid for foot pictures. Some dude logged in last night and I woke up and saw it in the emails. Subscribed, gave a big donation, and then deleted his account. Very weird. So I got whatever the $15 plus his extra donation all sitting in the thing. And it's like, I'm not going to complain. It's free money. You know. Oh, I mean, it's automatic. It's that there's no take the money and run. It goes straight to my account. I remember Elliot Hulse, right? I mean, I had a favorable view of Elliot back in the day. I mean, he promoted strength training and being decently well-rounded. He did strength training and strongman stuff. Was a pretty strong guy. He was strong. He was fit. What was there to dislike? He wasn't scamming people. I mean, it's so bad. Dudes are over here literally counting their macros and pimping their Quest bars and all this stupid fitness TM foods, right? This is how bad it is. And promoting that as fitness. Like, I can tell you, people that really care about their fitness don't stand around eating Quest bars. Yeah, I'm not a fan of pre-workout at all. Hey, Coach, recently checked out some of your older videos on topic of no gainers that don't respond to strength training. I've seen some coaches and other experts who looked at it who said it's really only like 1 or 2% of the population who are no gainers. It is truly a tiny, small percentage. But the people who are the no gainers, remember, they don't make any gains. In other words, if you're a no gainer, you'll never get to a 100-pound bench. Does that make sense? So dudes were thinking they're no gainers. But I'm like, dude, you bench 105 for 7 reps. You're not a no gainer. You're benching more than the empty bar. If they were to do juice, I don't know. I mean, in theory, they would probably gain muscle from it, right? Because it's not involved with the training pathways. I mean, just like people, burn victims in a bed gain 15 pounds of muscle on anabolics, don't they? Right? Do people with muscle wasting diseases put on 15 or 20 pounds of muscle laying there catatonic? Yes. That's what they're designed for. Yes, I'm a Sagittarius. I say cut down the calories and double the protein intake. Simple as that. For what? Sure, I guess that's a good excuse as any to hop on now. I mean, you know, with enough gear, dudes can get big with no training. And that'll upset dudes if you say that, but it's true. Because we see dudes who train so lazy who get monstrous if they're using like 4 grams. We see it all the time. Who barely train. First cycle ever I did the dumb 500 test and looked like a water buffalo. Do you listen to metal? Yeah, I can't keep up with the subgenres anymore. I mean, I listen to mostly hard rock, but I do like some metal still. No, Steve, that wasn't the other day. That was yesterday. No, that was Steve. I don't ever abuse the serious hashtag. So I might troll, but I don't abuse the serious hashtag. That is a violation. No, I am dead serious. Since I started memeing again and I'm getting like almost 1 million views a day, and since I put up shirtless stuff, yes, I'm having problems with dudes sending me unsolicited dick pics again. It used to happen a lot, and I haven't had one in like 5 or 6 months, right? It's been real chill. But now, since my traffic is up, right? Yeah. So no, Steve, it was totally serious. And I know a bunch of people were laughing and they're like, I'm like, guys, I'm not joking. And they're like, that's why it's funny. No, dude, it was dead freaking serious. I don't actually like Alice in Chains, to be fair. I'm just not really a fan. So I listened to a lot of really hard thrash and speed metal when I was younger, like in the 80s. So, I mean, I listened to Slayer, Metallica, Megadeth, Exodus, Napalm Death, Sepultura back then, Deicide. No, I don't know, Under Oath. But I mean, I like a lot of I like some symphonic stuff these days more and more. Like I like some of the female bands these days. I like Ginger. Um, I like Nightwish in terms of a little more modern. But I don't keep up with all. I can't keep up with the subgenres anymore. There's just too many. Right? We had like 4 types of metal when I was coming up, and that was it. We had like we had like speed and thrash. We had glam metal. We had heavy metal, and then we had death metal. That was it. That was pretty much what we had. I didn't like glam metal. Stuff like Motley Crue. Didn't care for it. Oh, Avenged Sevenfold. Yeah, they're decent. Isn't it insane that Virgin Games struggled to deadlift 405 with figure eight chest while blasting, right? How much protein right now? Right now, 400 grams probably at the moment. What do you think about tactical strength down? I haven't seen this stuff. Mixes GBP, plyos, and circuit training with firearms training. Are these benefits to training firearms proficiency? There can be, yeah. No, I get that from food, dude. Mostly, I mean, I have some shakes. I had one shake today. I mean, bro, I'm eating, like at least 6 eggs, 2 or 3 pounds of meat, right? No, I'm doing chicken thighs, beef. I've been doing a lot of chuck roast lately. I do a lot of Utopia and Fairlife fat-free milk, Greek yogurt, but I probably eat at least 2 pounds of meat a day. But as far as the GPP, yeah, being able to handle your firearm with elevated heart rate can be useful, right? It can be useful because you need to be able to perform under stress. But I mean, the thing to remember there too, you obviously need a baseline proficiency first. Remember, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. You guys have seen me shoot, so anyone who wants to talk trash, just stop. You guys have seen me shoot. Just don't even go there. I'm not saying I'm the best in the world, but I am definitely proficient. I'm a sub MOA shooter all day long on a rifle. Usually handguns, I can usually drop a 15-round mag inside of, palm size group in about 4 seconds. And I've done all this stuff on camera. So, guys, I don't know what hair systems are. What are you talking about? Is there a reason VG is so weak at pulls and deadlifts? It's because he's beat up and injured, has a weak lower body from his injuries. Gas station ready type shit, right? But I mean, even then, situational awareness at the gas station is everything. You don't let people roll up on you. That's the main thing. Even when you're sitting at a stoplight, you don't let strangers watch people who are anywhere near your car. No, I can't say anything's different. I can't say that I've seen any change in more or less compliments in the last couple of years at all. So I don't know what you mean. You got these sumo pullers strapping using bouncing off the chest benches talking, right? Yep. Yep. And when I bench, I'm flat heeled. We pause all the reps, minimal arch, just enough. Everything paused, heels flat. Not pulling sumo, I'm pulling conventional with just chalk. Yeah, dude, straps on sumo with a whippy bar and bumpers is such an enormous cheat. Those dudes are going to get humbled if they ever go to a meet. No, seriously, I've seen dudes who put up their training clips before who pull 600 that way and they get to a competition and they can't even break like 515 off the floor. It just sticks. But their gym lift like that is 600 pounds. But on a stiffer bar, a meat legal bar with steel plates instead of bumpers, steel plates like I use, meat legal type equipment, and they got to pull without straps off the floor, dude, they be losing 80, 90, 100 pounds off their deadlift and don't understand why. Anyone who actually lifts understands why. Like we see that 600 pound and go, okay, dude, you're a 500 puller though. But I lifted 600. I'm like, you're not going to lift 600 on a platform. It is just going to stick on the floor. It's not even going to break off the floor. It's just going to be like you pulling against a movable object. Well, he talks crap because he got butt hurt. Right? He got all butt hurt. His little Napoleon complex. Like, he's so insecure about being short that if I say anything, he gets all offended and hurt. He's struggling to rise to the occasion. He's struggling to man up. As you start seeing major strength gains, I don't know. The second week in the gym. Keep in mind, don't ask me the exact age I started training. I don't remember. We've covered this. We've done whole videos trying to break down the timeline before. You can look them up. I started seeing strength gains the first week. I would say to go from being able to only bench 65 pounds, really shaky, to 135 took like a month. So I probably doubled or more my bench press in 3 or 4 weeks. So it took me about a year and a half. I don't remember how long I couldn't tell you. 2 years, 3 years, I don't know. It took me 18 months to squat 405 though. Coach, why is it that black people can put on muscle? They can't. That's actually a myth. Has Vegan Gains ever squatted 405? Not to my knowledge. I squatted 405 before I even cashed in that Natty card originally. I was repping 405. Do you remember the changes or increase? No. It's too long ago. It honestly wasn't that much though. Like it wasn't like I didn't put like 50 pounds on my bench or anything crazy. Like my bench probably went up 10, 15 pounds. A deadlift probably went up about 30, 40 pounds on the first cycle. Coach, what are your thoughts on male only? I think female only gyms can be of value. Male only, I don't think we don't need that. There's no actual benefit or need for male only. There is actually a need for female only, and that includes transformers not being in there. All right. Jason, as big as VG is now, Garrett's hilarious. He has no idea what 500 pounds feels like in his hands, right? That's just sad. I just be over here repping 500 every time I work out. I need to get that bench up, though. I feel like I'm just going to keep hitting my triceps. I'm just going to build my triceps till my bench gets to where I need it, but it's coming up. Triceps are getting stronger. Do you guys see another tricep PR today? I got 135 for 12 reps on my leg extension. Yeah, buddy. Doesn't sound major. Do you think you would have reached your peak? What do you mean? You asking would I have gotten to my current strength level in my 20s completely drug-free had I stayed natty? Because I'm not at my peak. I was stronger on gear in my 20s. Like I'm not at my peak strength. Keep in mind, dude, I was already hitting the 3, 4, 5 plate lifts before I cashed it in. Right? Korean, Chinese, Polynesian guys winning. Shout out to winning what? What are we talking about? What sport? Well, haven't you lost yourself? What do you mean? Because for me, training is a way of life. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know what dude you're talking about, Asian dude. I've known plenty of jacked Asian dudes, so I don't understand that stereotype. I've been training long enough that I've met black dudes who are hard gainers, and I've met Asian dudes who are really jacked and strong. So when people bring up these stereotypes, I've been training a really, 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 really long time. Right. Hey, EJ, I don't know. How's that for a fair answer? I did a couple little local unsanctioned meets, but they don't really count. I don't know. It didn't occur to me to do it. That's the best answer I can give you. It literally just didn't occur to me that I should do it. But you're also asking me to remember, what were you thinking about on that 20 years ago? I'm like, well, let's see. I was probably thinking about pussy. And I was probably thinking about this one girl I was all bent out of shape about, and probably this girl and that girl and this punani, and keeping my training on point, trying to go to school, all sorts of stuff, man. I don't know. Yeah. What do guys in their 20s think about, man? You know. That's why I don't understand these dudes who, come in here. I'm 25 and I'm not meeting girls, and I'm like, how? Like that's when you're 25. If you're not married already, the only thing you think about is girls. You spend all your time out meeting and chasing girls. Like I don't even understand. Yeah, they're not in monk mode. Yeah, whatever, dude. Coach reached monk mode state when he doesn't, you know. But yeah, this monk mode thing sounds like bullshit to me. That sounds like some loser stuff. Bro, I can tell you right now, based on what I'm hearing with this monk mode, anyone who uses the term monk mode is a complete fucking loser. Damn. Like that's the only thing I can think of. Any dude even talking like that. I'm not concerned with proving myself. Well, you might as well just get castrated then. You don't care about women or proving yourself or accomplishment. Like what? Then you're not a man. You are not a man. If you're not concerned with being the best version of yourself, your accolades, your accomplishment, competing in something, women, if you don't, then you're literally not a man at all. You don't even get to use the title man. They should just call themselves gender neutral transformer or something. I don't know. Beta cuckold, something. They're definitely not a man then. All right, I'm gonna wind down the Facebook though. This stuff gets me in trouble. I got to be careful saying all that. We had a long enough one there. So why do you keep asking me about my dating life? It's none of your business. No, my dating life was not better. I wasn't really dating in my 30s. I was sick and in bed, went through a divorce. Then I got with one girl, got remarried, divorced her. So I only had a short dating window in my 30s. And it was kind of a party phase. And then I got hooked up with a girlfriend that stayed my girlfriend up into my 40s. That another friend, 3 friends coordinated to set us up together, apparently. 3 women I knew all decided we'd be a great couple when they hooked us up. It's a conspiracy behind my back and arranged for us to meet, unbeknownst. Women be tricksy like that. No, I got handed off to her. Basically told it, she's your girlfriend. Now what? No. Yeah. No. Where did you get that from? No, that thing you're thinking of with that ex was in my 20s. Have you ever played Cupid? I am matchmaker big time. Yes, I am a phenomenal matchmaker. I have been responsible for children being born by people I've hooked up who got married and had kids. I've hooked up coworkers and all sorts of stuff in the past. I am excellent Cupid. For some reason, I'm good at like picking out, these two, they would be a really good match. Let me hook them up. I've done this a few times. We're not answering that again. We just answered that already once. It's been over a decade since I set foot in the UK. I'm tired of answering this every day. You get that answer once per live stream, only once. So I'm only answering that question 365 times per year. You got to be Johnny on the spot for that one. All right. Sorry, I just refuse to answer that question more than once per day. So you get it 365 days a year, and that's it. Not 366, not 367. Them's the rules. You got to follow them. Sorry, dude. I don't make the rules, man. I just enforce them. The law is the law. He'll just go Google it. Dating coworkers is very risky, though. But I hooked up 2 coworkers once. They were a perfect match. They ended up, and it wasn't that serious of a job, right? They ended up getting married, having a kid. And I knew he was a good dude. It was kind of one of those, we were chatting and he just said, wow, she's just like a really attractive, like she's really good looking. He had just gotten out of the Marines, like 3 months ago, was getting his civilian life sorted and was working in retail for a bit. while he was trying to go back to school on his GI Bill. And he was just a good dude, Yeah. Yeah, I addressed it with a meme, Mike, but that's all I'm going to cover with it. I did a meme on it on my page. Yeah, I'm not Cupiding you like that, dude. Sorry. I don't know you. Why would I Cupid somebody I don't know? For all I know, you could be a horrible human being. Why would I set you up with somebody? I don't know you. So, no, that's not how it works. But yeah, the Russian guy, I put up a meme, a screenshot of it, and it's just, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. This guy's got to stop doing this stupid stuff. I'm going to do a 10,000 calorie a day junk food bulk. This is going to go really well when I use a bunch of anabolics. It's like, no, dude, just dumb. I don't eat eggs in the morning. I usually don't eat till noon, but I like over easy. Just give you some tips. That guy wasn't a Synthol guy. So the dude you're talking about, who they may have to amputate his arms, that wasn't Synthol. It was Vaseline. Why don't you use heavy? Because it doesn't transfer very well for me. And it's just a pain to set up with those sort of adjustable dumbbells. It's just such a pain. Maybe if I had flat bottom fixed dumbbells at a gym, but I don't really need it. And why would I? I'm not sure what it would address that I don't get from other movements. Yeah, so that guy shouldn't even be getting airtime. I mean, the fact that the guy was mentally ill and injected gallons of Vaseline into his arms. Why did we make people like that famous at all? Like, why does he need to keep reappearing in our fitness feed? What's the best thing for you to increase bench press? Lots of pause benching, hypertrophying, whatever your weak link is. So for me, it's been hitting my triceps hard. It's been helping me the most. So for me, what tends to give me the best carryover on my wide grip bench lately has been dips or tricep extensions. Getting heavy laying extensions has been helping. If she doesn't give you a sign to approach, and leave her alone, Leonidas. Right? So it's going to be specific on where you're missing your lifts at. I tend to be weak at my lockouts, which is not that common, but I have really long arms, so it makes sense. I was wrong on so much, but he summed up GVS too. Exactly. I mean, he can look, dude. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. Right? Even a broken clock is right twice a day. And then after this, I got to kick the Facebook back up. Started picking back up the day before. It was a little slower than I was comfortable with, but it picked back up. I'm not going to get that extra bonus, man. Dude, it offered me a big bonus, and I'm nowhere near getting that one. I think they were being a little bit, because I got that small one the other day, but they offered me an extra $480 and gave me 7 days to earn it. Like, dude, I ain't even close to grabbing that extra $500. Not even close, guys. Let me see. I bet you I haven't met any of the criteria. I'm gonna check. I'll get it picked up to where it'll start offering me an extra grand though, and I'll make it. Keep doing what I'm doing. Let me see. I was just gonna say I've met zero of the criteria for it. Not even right. Oh wait, it kicked me a second. That one's doable. Where am I? Oh, it just kicked me another one. Bros. So I have 2 days left to earn the extra $480. I've met zero of the criteria, but it just kicked me a new one just now, this afternoon, to make an extra $140. I'll hit that one. We'll do that one. Maybe. I don't know, guys. I'm 220 and add 90 pounds weighted dips for full 5 range of motion, but my bench is 275. You sure they're full range of motion? That seems really weak, man. There's no way you're not benching 315. I don't know, dude. Video, the work sets of all of it. Video your benching, video your dips, and let's set up a consultation and I'll help you get to the bottom. But that doesn't seem right at all. That doesn't seem right. All right. You're literally doing 5 reps if you count the total weight on a full range of motion dip with way more than your bench max. Yeah, we need to see what's going on. Do you think a 25 kilogram decline weight? I don't know. Six Flags even still a thing? Do they exist anymore? I don't know, dude. I don't like rides in parks really. Yeah, Bradley, I have no idea if that's good or not. I guess it sounds pretty good. I don't ever do decline sit-ups. I like my Tota bars though. You guys saw me do 15 full Tota bars the hard way on Saturday. 15. We got 15 of them. All right. Oh man, I didn't know Six Flags was still around. Hold on, let me Google this. Texas. They're still a thing. Now I'm curious. I mean, we had Astro World here back when I was a kid. What? Oh, I boycott them anyways. They took down all their flags and changed it to 6 American flags because of boycotting historical period. That's just stupid. That's just dumb. So I would boycott them just based on that alone. I don't have time for this politically correct stupidity. All right. Go woke, go broke. All right. Coach is blasting out them dank memes. That's right. Dank memes melt steel beams. So, okay. Normally I would say I don't want to answer the same question more than once in a stream. I was going to say I didn't answer that one today. Matt Stevenson says, have you ever tried arm wrestling? No, and I have no desire to. But I do have to answer that question every single day. By the way, the memes have been killer. You brought your algorithm way up. Why stop? Exactly. I'm not stopping. Oh, I'm going to keep it flowing. I'm going to keep pushing it up, 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 up. We got 1 million views yesterday. I'll see if I can crack that again today and then upward. So at my peak, I was getting 20 to 30 million views a day on there, but I'm back up to hitting 1 million now. So upward and onward. Upward and onward. Hey, all my haters, if y'all would do me a favor, go to my Facebook and just trash talk me under all my, particularly my pictures. If you see any pictures with a bunch of views, go under them and call me a stupid cuckold and all that stuff. If you guys would please do that there, just whatever hate you want to spill, just all day long. Like just go do 100 times. Could you guys do that? If you hate me, go to any one of my pictures and just spam what a terrible, horrible, stupid person I am and how I have Kleinfelters and that I'm a cuckold, racist, stolen valor, squidget. But make sure you do it at least 100 times a day, a minimum. I won't ban you, by the way. I'll let you do it. I won't ban you, but only if you do it under pictures. Okay, so there's the rule. So I'm going to set the rule. I will allow you to post it under my pictures only without banning you, and you can do as much of it as you want. You could sit there all day long. Like, dude, I'll let you call me a cuckold fag who loves BBC, who is really 4'11", is a squidget with triple X chromosome, whatever you guys want. Like but just post a lot of it. Like spam it. Could you guys do that for me? Show how much you truly hate and despise me. All right. How's the Meniere's disease nowadays, Coach? I was recently diagnosed. I'm in burnout phase. So in your own research, so if you have it, I'm sorry. It sucks. So in your own research, so when you go look at it and you read the burnout phase stuff, that's where I've been for quite a while. I have occasional issues if there's a big pressure front that comes through sometimes, but it's tolerable. But I'm in burnout, so I don't really get drop attacks anymore, but I also don't have any movement. So I have no sense of orientation or any of that. It's just all gone, completely gone. So I can't feel movement. I can't feel orientation or anything anymore. It's just empty. It's just like a dead signal. Which is really, you get used to it eventually. You'll get used to that because you'll get there eventually, bro. Might take 10 years. You know. Dude, they're going to give you a bunch of different meds. They're going to give you different advice, and then some of that advice is going to turn out later is going to get retracted, and later research is going to be like, it turns out this doesn't help at all. It can actually make it work. So just be aware the research changes over time. The worst thing they gave me for it was Valium. Yeah. I've never found medications. Benadryl can help a little bit. Benadryl was the only thing I found that really helped for mine. You know? Yeah, sucks, man. Sorry to hear it, bro. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and wind this down, though. Give you guys a bicep shot before we go. Oh, Mount Bicephalus. Dan, as someone who has gone through this, had the same condition for like 18 plus years, I feel for you and I wish you good luck with that.